Namaste from Dhananjaya Kumar and welcome to this program in which I will present a few wonderful quotations on emptiness. So my effort has been to facilitate, to access the words, ideas and thoughts and connect with the origin of great minds, great persons throughout history and throughout the world. So this is a major, very important journey we are all on to understand and reach, to understand the words and through that reach the minds where they originate. So before I read the quotations, a few pointers on the idea of emptiness. Some people like emptiness, some people like crowdedness. Some people enjoy mind empty of thoughts and worries. Some people relish cluttered fullness in their minds. So there is a wide range of preferences and realities. But when we try to conceive the idea of emptiness, many thoughts come to mind. One is emptiness a place? If it is a place, then how is it empty? There is something in the place. There is also saying that nature doesn't like emptiness. When there is empty space, a vacuum, in science they call it, nature fills it. So if really there is no emptiness, then why we talk about emptiness? When you look at it another way, actually in totality there is emptiness in which sparks come and go. As in science, scientists have explained that positively charged and negatively charged particles come and they annihilate, they cancel each other. So there is nothing. From nothing, something is born and then it becomes nothing again. We also see the life cycle of events and life forms. Something happens, then it disappears. There is nothing that happens that is permanently present in a physical sense. At the spiritual level, also, there is a concept of zero. Buddha explained and taught the idea of shunya. Shunya means zero. That the whole universe is shunya, everything comes out of zero. What is meant is that it is not zero or shunya permanently, there is nothing. Actually, there is no thing permanently there. Thing means an object. There is not something that is permanently there, therefore it is not empty. Emptiness means the totality is empty, zero, within which things happen and disappear. So the net result is zero. It's the same way in simple arithmetic. When you say 10 minus 10 is what? 0. So if there are large numbers that are positive and large numbers, equally large numbers are negative, so they cancel out. It's to 0. So in effect, nothingness is a field of all possibilities. We also observe through telescopes that stars are born and they disappear. They become some other stars after some time. And something new happens and then it disappears. Same thing, the destiny of planets and stars and all the other bodies floating in space. So when we say empty space, sometimes it means that we don't see something there. This is empty space, but you go there and you observe it through instruments and there is something. There is some gases, there is particles, there is elements all scattered around and in a wavy fashion. So we catch the downside of the wave and don't see it, and then the upside of the wave we see it and it moves on and on. So there is a lot of activity, and within that world of activity there is also silence, there is also emptiness. As I mentioned a moment ago, empty mind, some people refer to empty mind as devil's workshop, that if your mind is empty, always thinking negative things as to do something bad. So they teach the children, empty mind is devil's workshop, don't be empty, keep doing something, don't waste your time. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it, spiritual seekers and intelligent people will say, well, emptiness of mind is necessary if you want to come up with some original ideas, find solution to difficult problems. Then you need emptiness. You need to remove all the worries, thoughts, etc. That's why we talk about meditation. That is the seventh step of the Ashtanga Yoga, meditation. And then moving on to samadhi, which means total merging in the emptiness. So there is a lot more can be said, but I have tried to briefly describe what I understand emptiness could mean. And now I will present to you a few quotations from great writers, thinkers, philosophers. The first quotation is from Dom Bede Griffiths. I dissolved into emptiness and discovered it was filled with love. So emptiness, I think, is referring to an emptiness of all the conflicts and frustrations in your mind, in your heart. So when that happens, what you find is there is love, which is a positive feeling. So when negative feeling is gone, positive appears. And if you don't hold on to it, it will disappear and negative feelings will come back again. It's like positive, negative charged particles. So it's a beautiful quote. I dissolved into emptiness and discovered it was filled with love. Here is a short one by Albert Einstein. Everything is made of emptiness. Everything is made of emptiness, and form is condensed emptiness. In other words, emptiness is all dispersed. When it is condensed, something happens, and then it dissolves and disperses again. So it's a very instructive scientific way of presenting it. Everything is made of emptiness, and form is condensed. This one is by Stephen Wolinski. Consciousness is the way emptiness knows itself. Consciousness is the way emptiness knows itself. If there is no consciousness and emptiness, there is no ultimate reality, because there is no separate individual to say there is an ultimate reality. In other words, consciousness and emptiness is an interplay with existence. There is no ultimate reality because there is no separate individual to say there is an ultimate reality. if everything is a union, if everything merges into zero-ness, then there is no individual self or individual mind to make this observation that there is emptiness or there isn't. So as soon as something is born, some ideas or thoughts or science or people or societies, living organism, history, when that is created, that emptiness is condensed and then it is fragmented into pieces, of which each one of us are one individually. So when we regard ourselves as an individual, then we see the other and we observe there is or is not emptiness. But if there is nobody to observe, no separate identity to observe, then there is nobody to say that there is emptiness. So I'll read it again. It's a little bit complicated, but worth reading again. Consciousness is the way emptiness knows itself. If there is no consciousness and emptiness, there is no ultimate reality, because there is no separate individual to say there is an ultimate reality. So I hope you will keep these thoughts and contemplate on this. And this is meant for children and adults of all ages. And we all are capable of understanding this and growing with these quotations.